Our weakness is our humanity. But the weakness is not that white people are so high that we will never be on their level. Their level is very low. They are not even good to their own poor. Do you know that poor whites would gladly fall behind black leadership? Because white leadership does not do anything for them. They are just waiting for a better leader to come along. We don't want to live at the same level as white people. You know, Sister Cree, with all respect to you, but you just inspired me with your comment. She said that we are brainwashed to sustain the false idea that we can live at the same level as white people. Nobody should want to live at the same level as them. Their level is not very high. Do we want to be mass murderers? Do we want to commit genocide globally? Do we want to treat our poor like crap? Do we want to sexualize children and demean women? Is that what we want? Do we want to live at their level? Where do we think this level is that they are at, that we think we need to attain? That is what I'm confused about. Please don't ever let my message here, and Cree wasn't speaking to my message, Cree was speaking to the idea. But let's be clear that my message is never that we should attain anything that is theirs, because they have nothing worth attaining. It is perverse. Their culture is perverted and perverse and base. We don't need to reach their level. To reach their level, we would have to crawl into the mire. We would have to get into a pit. We would have to crawl through filth to get to their level. See, getting to somebody's level and attaining somebody's level doesn't always mean climbing upward. See, that is our problem. Our people have always viewed what white people have as something that we move up toward, instead of recognizing it is something that you crawl down to. You crawl down there. You rub your face in the mud. You kill indiscriminately. You dehumanize other people. You crawl down to their level. It is nothing that we reach up to. So when the sister says black people are brainwashed to sustain the false idea that we can live at the same level as white people, we will never be equal and treated anything like them ever. We do not want to be equal to them. We do not want to equal in their culture and in their society. If I am in a society of monsters, why would I want to be equal to that? If the people who are in power are barbarians, why would I want to be equal to a barbarian? Again, I am not speaking of their skin color. I am speaking of their culture. I am speaking of their energy. I am speaking of their focus, how they move about the earth. Who wants to be equal to that? Who wants to be equal to somebody who can go into a country and kill everybody there? Kill them all. Who wants to be equal to people who murder by the millions? Who wants to be equal to people who look at other humans and call them animals? Who wants to be equal to that? That is not something we should strive to be equal to. That is brainwashing. They have told us the word equal is right. Equality for all. That is their rhetoric. We are so brainwashed, we do not even know the concept of being equal to them is of their making. They conceived that idea that equal to them was something greater than what we are. And we suck up this idea and we chase this dream of equality. We chase this dream of equality to them as if it is something to be attained or desired. And it is not. And no offense to the sister Cree K. No offense to you. But when you say Black people are brainwashed to sustain the false belief that we can live at the same level as white people, when you say we will never be equal and treated anything like them, I say to you, we do not want to be equal to them. We do not want to be like them. We do not want to be treated like them. They are treated with hate. The world hates them. The world despises them. The world sees them as killers and colonizers. Who wants to be treated like them? Who wants that reputation? Not I, not us. They have brainwashed us. Equality with them is not a goal. That should not be a vision that we have. It should not be a desire in our heart. We need not to be equal with beasts and monsters and murderers and child rapists and killers and rapists and pillagers. We do not need to be equal to them. We do not need to be equal to that. We do not want to be viewed like them. We do not want to be treated like them. They are despised. They are hated. They are hated by every people that they have ever encountered. Hates them. Who wants that for themselves? You guys, we are such a brainwashed group of people we don't realize. We seek to attain things we shouldn't want to attain. Whoever seeks to lower themselves. Do we want to lower ourselves to that level? Shall we just become pigs and wallow in mud? Because that is what being equal to them would be. We embrace their culture. We absorb their culture. We are ruining ourselves. They don't even love themselves. They don't even love their own. I will say it again. The poor whites among them would follow us to defeat the rich among them because they are not even good to their own people. We don't need to be on the level of white people. Their level is downward. It is something we would have to climb down to, lower ourselves to. Their level is not something above us, and I think many of us think that it is. We will never be equal to white people, and that is a blessing. That is why I say we never want to sound like them. We don't want our rhetoric to sound like their rhetoric. We don't want to say the things about them that they have said about us. We are special because we are different. Because we have humanity. We don't want to be treated like them. They are not loved. Maybe they are feared, but they are not loved. There has been no person whose people have encountered the Caucasian, the European, and been colonized who loves them. You hear them today complaining about how the world has turned against them. That is nothing that we want for ourselves. That is nothing that we want for ourselves. And to bout it, let me say to you, this is not about skin color. This is about their culture. When we talk about being treated like them, we are talking about being assimilated into their culture as equals. See, everybody thinks this is about skin. Everybody thinks this is about the color of somebody because they have said it is about the color of somebody. This is about the way that they think, the way that they teach, the way that they behave, the missions that they have, the way that they move about the world, the way they treat people who they encounter. This is about the things that pervert our society. We don't need to attain that. We don't need to be equal to that. We do not need to be anything like them. Like I said, I'm not going to stay up here long. But Cree Case said, Black people are brainwashed to sustain the false idea that we can live the same as white people. We will never be equal and treated anything like them ever. So I will never let my people question me. If you want to stay blind, keep your eyes covered from the truth. And what I have to say is, nobody should be trying to be on their level. Nobody should be trying to be equal to them. Nobody should be trying to be like them. That should never be a goal of ours. That is what they taught us was the goal. They taught us equality to them was something to be reached for. We need to unlearn what they have taught us. Equality with them means lowering our morals, means stripping ourselves of our humanity. It means debasing our culture. And that is just some food for thought. I'll do the live I planned for this evening tomorrow, you guys. I've been having a headache on and off all day. It's just when I read this sister's comment, I felt I really needed to say that. Because I honestly feel if she thought about it in the way that I've expressed it, she would have never made that comment from that place. She would have realized that the attainment of those things is something we don't want anyway. We want to be better than that, higher than that. We don't seek equality with something so horrible as the legacy that they have left on this planet. Nobody wants to be equal to that. I'll talk to you guys later.